All right, today is the day, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting our calisthenics workout that we're gonna incorporate in our weekly workouts. We're gonna focus on like 2 to 4 times a week. I did calisthenics about a year ago, but I was only doing it for a few months. That's when I didn't really have the weights when the whole pandemic hit. So getting back into it, I just wanna kinda slowly transition and do like the basic workouts just to get my body used to using my body instead of using weights. These exercises are gonna kind of create like the sauce to get these workouts in motion and like have a starting point and then develop from there. So a lot of these exercises, if you guys wanna follow along, might not be the easiest for you guys to do. So there's different levels of each of these exercises that you can work in and kind of develop from there. So what I mean by that is that, say you want to do a push-up, but you can't do a push-up, you would do an assisted push-up, which is basically on your knees. And then if you're doing a push-up and it's fine for you and you want to move up from there, you can do an elevated push-up, which would be your feet being elevated, or using the TRX straps to kind of focus on your core also while you're doing your push-ups. Okay, I'm done talking. We're gonna work out now. Thanks. Up first, we'll take it easy and kind of generic. We'll do some push-ups. We're gonna start with just like the easiest variation of it, and then that's just with your knees on the ground. From there, you will work up to a basic push-up. You can do a close grip or a wide grip push-up. And then once you transition from there, you can use the TRX straps to do push-ups. That'll help focus your core a little bit more. Next, we're gonna focus on some body pull-ups. So what you're essentially doing is you're taking if you do have a power rack or just a rack itself, or you're at the gym, taking your pull-up bar and setting it at a height that's a little bit easier for you. Like, here's an example. And you're just pulling your body up. Now, the further away that you move your feet, the harder it's gonna be. What you can do is kind of just like set the bar up to a certain height, like a high height, and that'll be easier for you to pull your body. There's less centralized weight. And after you conquered that, you can elevate your feet, and then from there you can move over to the TRX or the actual rings. That will help with your core while doing this exercise. So those are the kind of like levels, as you would say, to move up from the easiest to the hardest with the body pulls. So the next are these Pike Pushes, which is basically like a push-up on the parallel bars, just still having your feet on the ground. So to start it out, what you can do is just go in a pike position like this and then just do dips with your body. You can do them on the ground first if that's easier, but with the parallel bars, you can kind of get like a lower dip and go even lower with your body. To make these a little bit more extreme or harder, you can elevate your feet. All right, and the next one you have to go outside for this, but I'm gonna explain it to you. So it's basically just a pull-up, right? A pull-up's very easy to understand what it is, but if you can't do a pull-up, you can do an assisted pull-up, which is using a band to help your body get up by positioning the band on the bar itself and then putting your foot through it to help you with the assisted pull-up. If you have and you're in a position where pull-ups are just super easy for you, you can do an eccentric pull-up, which is basically pulling your whole body weight up and then slowly bringing your body down. And I would kind of judge around like, try and do it for about 10 seconds. And then to make things a little bit easier, you can do a sit pull-up, which is like an L sit pull-up, elevating your legs parallel to the ground. You can also tuck them in and bring them in a different position. Kind of, what this is doing is kind of activating your core as well as your lats doing your pull-up or your biceps doing your pull-up. There's 2 more for focusing on your core doing calisthenics. One you've probably seen and or done before, it's just a plank. So in the plank position on the ground to see how long you can hold it. If you want to, you can add weight to the back, but for calisthenics, you're just focusing on body weight, so it's, in my sense, not necessary to add it. And then the other one's the L-sit, like this. So the L-sit, I talked about it in one of my other videos. If you can't do an L-sit, there are different progressions to get to the L-sit itself. One is kind of just putting yourself on the parallel bars and then just propping yourself up in a tucked position on the parallel bars. From there, you can kind of go on your tippy toes, like if your feet are kind of pushed out a little bit, but your knees are still bent at like a 90-degree angle. And then just push one foot out at a time and kind of balance from there, and then a transition from there would kind of be balancing on your feet like that, and then pushing one in and out, eventually getting to a position where it's easy for you to at least pull your legs out in a parallel position for even like a second, and then just working your way from there. Alright, so there you have it. That is our first full calisthenic workout. These are just exercises that we're kind of getting used to the calisthenic workouts, getting used to our body, using our body weight for these exercises, and then we will eventually, through these workouts, transition into harder ones, such as a planche push-up, a planche hold, and a lot more on the actual push-up bars that we have outside. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video.